Hello, hello, hello. This is Attorney Mike Gravel coming to you from Chicago. As usual, a little late today, and you can all blame Yesenia for that. I see she's in the chat. I've sent her a link, but she's too chicken. She's too chicken to get on. That's okay. We had fun with that. We had a little sound check earlier today. I had fun with that. I actually pulled my assistant into the YouTube world. And she's like, wow, this is a situation. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of clips today, and I had a couple of clips set up, and then Old Squishy Gardener hit me with a new one, and it's so good. Let's get it started. This will be sort of our intro. This will be our pre-intro. Let's do it. No. Wrong. Wrong clip.
Yes, I'll amend the complaint. I thought I had that already in there. I received a document, I guess after I sent the correct address and he got the document, he sent a letter that should be, I guess, in the file. He sent a letter, and
that's
then my
answer, I guess. We're treating.
This is Judge Marable. I've had him on two prior times. He's dangerously close to getting his own playlist. He's fantastic. The Karen, pro se litigant is fantastic in an awful sort of way, and the defendant. Well, I guess he's the defendant. She's plaintiff. He's defendant. Richard Jordan is just like beside himself, and I feel for him. I feel for the man. I do.
It as his answer.
Right, and so I emailed my response to that letter, because in that letter he lied, and then that's what brought forth the perjury. It was never perjury in the beginning. It was perjury after his response.
Well, you can't say, listen, he has the right to put whatever is in the answer.
I'm not saying he can't, but
you can't add another count because you don't like or you disagree with what is in his answer.
If he responds and his response is a lie, it's perjury, then my documents will prove that he lied in his response.
No.
The judge is right, but he is so taken aback. He does not even know how to cope with it. It's fantastic. Thank you again. This is Old Squishy Gardener. I already poached a clip from Old Squishy Gardener that you'll see later, but this is, by the way, this is with express written consent. He said, this is so awful. You have to add it to Friday Happy Hour. And I'm like, I looked at it and I said, I have to agree.
No. It's his version. First of all, do you understand what perjury is?
Yes, I understand perjury is a lie. I know what perjury means.
Perjury is a statement, a false statement made under oath. So
exactly, and I got documents that prove he was lying.
You don't understand. It's a false statement made under oath. Under oath.
That stated a
when did he testify to something that he lied about? It's a false statement made under oath.
Bottom line is, you said it's a criminal offense, so I will send it to circuit court. Are we done here?
No, you don't understand, ma'am. You don't understand.
Are we done here? Are we done here?
Perjury is
perjury means. I know exactly what perjury means. I know what perjury means. Are we done
here?
No, you don't. Is it a criminal offense or not?
What statement? I don't see anything in the complaint that says he made some false statement under oath.
Because you don't know what happened. You're on the outside looking in. You don't know anything.
But you're the plaintiff. Wait a minute. You are the plaintiff.
Are we done here?
You have to lay out your allegations properly.
Are we done here?
No, we're not.
Exactly what perjury means.
No, we're not.
Do not insult my intelligence.
You have to
do not insult my intelligence.
You have to lay your complaint out. You have to allege this in the complaint. You have not.
Please do not insult my intelligence.
If you had any intelligence to insult, that could be an issue.
It's not about that. You don't think, I don't think you understand what perjury is. It's a false statement made on oath.
Here?
Debbie, I emailed it to your Yahoo.
Are we done here?
I
Please
said
do
no.
not insult my intelligence.
I said no.
Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not insult my intelligence as if I do not understand what the word perjury means. Do not. If it's a criminal offense, then it's a criminal offense.
Well, ma'am, it should not have been filed in district court if you want intentional infliction of emotional distress.
Okay, so that's a criminal offense.
Are you going to dismiss it and refile it?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to dismiss it. I will file another case in circuit. But as far as I'm concerned,
you can't have two cases on the ma'am. You can't have two cases going on the same issue.
Well, I'm not. Well, I'm not dismissing the case. If you want to dismiss it, that's up to you. But I, as a plaintiff, am not dismissing the case.
He has to make a proper motion.
Well, that's on him.
But I can also transfer the venue to circuit.
Yes, that's what I thought, because there were other cases that should have been transferred somewhere else. So that's okay.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Give me the form.
Yep. Get into it.
Ma'am, what about his costs associated with appearing because you filed it in the wrong court?
I need to see because I was not aware, since you said perjury was not on there, I was not aware that a criminal offense for intentional infliction of emotional distress was considered a criminal offense there, that it had to be.
I didn't say that. That is not what I said.
Yes,
that is not what I said.
I
said that. No, I didn't. You said that.
Yes, you did. You stated
I said that circuit.
You stated that the criminal. You stated that emotional infliction of emotional.
Look at poor Richard Jordan. His expressions are the bomb.
Emotional distress is a criminal offense, and you stated that perjury is a criminal offense. But you also stated that perjury is not on the document that I placed forth before you. So criminal offense.
Oh, he does.
Would not.
It's not in the complaint.
On there.
It's not in the complaint.
I need you to show me. I need you to show me the document which states that intentional infliction of emotional distress is indeed and in fact a criminal offense, because that's the original offense that was placed on there.
I never said that. I never said that.
Yes, you did.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not. Ma'am.
Yes, you did.
Listen.
Have you seen this?
No.
No, it is in Michigan. I hate to tell you.
Oh, it is?
But it's in Genesee.
You tricked me.
Just.
I'm just going to watch. I'll be a silent observer then.
Oh, you'd be a silent observer.
Okay.
Listen. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you. I will repeat to you what I said.
I'm not either.
I said that intentional. You need to be quiet while I'm talking. You need to be quiet. Mute. Can you mute her, please?
Because perjury is a criminal offense. It has to go to circuit court.
That will not make her hear you.
Intentional infliction of emotional distress.
What I said was.
Intentional infliction of emotional distress is a tort. She's got a civil claim going. She keeps telling the judge that it's a criminal matter. It's not. It never was.
Intentional infliction of emotional distress is something that circuit court has jurisdiction over. I never characterized that as a criminal matter. It is definitely a civil claim, but it is something that can't be done in district court. Now, that's what I said to you. You are on the mistaken belief that circuit court does not hear civil matters, because you said, well, I thought circuit court only did criminal. You are the one who are mistaken about the jurisdiction of circuit court, because that's what you stated on the record.
Hey, Chicago.
All right, here we are. It's
We're
all
here.
Good. It's all good. You have zero comment on that. You have zero comment on that Michigan judge.
Zero comment. No comment.
It just seemed like a reasonable group of parties working through their dispute.
The only thing I would say is you shouldn't argue with a judge.
No.
Like during your case. It's not going to end well. Just saying, not going to end well.
Oh, and that judge, I actually like him. I've had 2 other videos on him. He's a little out there, but he's disheveled. And when I say that, I don't mean it judgmentally, because so am I. But he has no idea what to say to this one.
I would say mute button. And
He finally did it. And the poor guy involved, he's doing this. He's like, see what I've been dealing with.
Though I noticed that when he hit the mute button, she wasn't looking at her screen, but her mouth was still moving. So I think that she didn't realize that he muted her.
She didn't stop.
Which is still, I mean, she just kept going.
Oh, she kept going.
Passionate about her case. So very good.
All right. I think I have some stuff. Oh, you know what I have on the start of this? I just remember now.
What?
Glenn Cerio. You and I have done some Glenn
our old
Cerio
friend.
stuff. Let's do
Very
it.
good. Whoa! It's new.
What do you think
Or I
about that?
can't watch this. Oh. Here we go. Oh, he's back.
Do you want to use the N-word today in your report?
You want me to go through? Yes. All these things in the law.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Law Talk with Mike is a low production value sort of a thing. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, it's okay. You know, I'm sitting on a porch, so who am I to judge right now?
You want me to go through? Yes. All these things in the law.
Thank you, United Me.
This is actually posted, this is actually being seen by several.
You want to hold on to that? No, let's come back to that? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with the newspaper. We've got
Okay, so Glenn Cerio has a court date, and he's getting harassed on the way in by Telecline, and it seems really nasty. If you're not aware, I've got a whole playlist on Glenn Cerio, but
And I've got
Ms.
one
Ms.
video.
Davis has done some videos with me regarding Glenn Cerio, and she has a fantastic video on her channel, Debbie Davis Says.
Yes, because Debbie Davis
And-
said, if you see it, you know that I said it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you would know from watching those videos that while this seems sort of mean, this guy's got it coming to him.
I don't necessarily endorse that opinion. I haven't seen this yet, so I'll reserve.
Oh, hi, this is Tella and Combat here with a report on Glenn's hearings today. I'll let Combat start first in Bellevue.
Yeah, so I went down to King County for his case in Bellevue. That was at 1 o'clock,
his
and
accent.
it was on the docket
Nice.
right up until 1 o'clock, then it disappeared, so I went and spoke to the clerk.
And Glenn arrived early to court. If you saw my other video, he was in the courtroom early. He was quite upset that I was here, and there was another member of the Glenn support group here. And
A Glenn support
was
group?
really upset
Are they
before
official? They have
court.
t-shirts and stuff?
I think that's sarcastic. I think that she means those two.
Sorry about
Telling us that he
That's my
Is Raptor out there?
That's my husband woohooing as he drives around the circle drive in the four-wheeler because he saw me up here doing this. So of course he's going to be totally obnoxious.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to
Yep.
happen.
I mean, sorry. So back on. I'm here.
It's all good. It's all good. I was born in Michigan. I get it.
didn't want
Four-wheeler.
us there to disrupt his hearing. He told the clerk that I was just there to cause problems. So then Michael Jones, his attorney, showed up and they called his case right away. And Michael Jones stood up there and he said that the case out of district court.
For the
And-
Michael Teo police station.
Yes, the
That case.
Marrakush case.
Yep.
By the way, what they're referring to is he's got another court date on another charge. They're referring to the case that you and I talked about.
Oh, okay.
Where he went nuts on the police officer, and it was okay. So that just to catch you up,
Had been dismissed, and the prosecutor just nodded his head and said, "Okay." So the judge said, "Okay, case dismissed. We will dismiss this case." Glenn turned around and grinned at me in court, and then we all left in disbelief. And so we were outside of the court and waited, and when the prosecutor came out, we asked the prosecutor what was up, what happened, and what just happened. And we said, "Are you aware that the case from Marrakush was not dismissed, that Glenn signed a deferred prosecution agreement?"
okay. So this is where it's at, and I had a whole bunch of people ask me about it. He had another case, not that case, another case. Apparently, whatever they were doing was premised on what happened with that case. Okay, which makes sense to me.
I mean, that happens because you don't. It's not great to prosecute in two jurisdictions on the same thing if it's like your resources are limited potentially, and if you're going to put him on probation, he wouldn't be on two probations. So,
Right.
I mean, I can see where they may.
So the
Strike
defense
a deal.
attorney steps up and says that case was dismissed. The case was not dismissed. He signed an agreement on a deferred prosecution.
That's not the same as a dismissal.
It's not the same as a dismissal. And everyone asked me to comment on this. And I said, well, here's the deal. Attorneys have a duty of candor to the court. So if that's factually false, he shouldn't be doing that. Can they revisit it? Yes. Can they recharge it? Yes. Can they do I don't know. It's a Washington criminal matter. I don't practice law in Washington, and I don't handle criminal matters.
He's so obnoxious.
Good for
I can
him.
videotape him, make him.
He's a good
be on
man.
it. Yeah,
He's a
he
good
is a
man.
good man. He was
I
just
like
finished
it.
mowing, so I started to
He's
set up in the
mowing a
backyard.
yard.
God, that we mow so much.
If a man can't be obnoxious of mowing his own yard,
No,
the
he's
world's
not
gone
mowing
wrong.
the yard. He's riding around on a four-wheeler right now. Like,
yeah,
just,
that's good enough too.
yeah, I mean, checking the property lines or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I do
So
that
going
too.
back,
Yeah. You just got to go around and make sure that,
Yeah, just like
it's guy stuff.
checking
It's
the
guy
perimeter.
stuff. It's stuff you got to do.
Yeah, totally man stuff. Anyway, going back to this, you'd have a duty of candor. I've
Right.
gotten burned. You've seen me get burned, I think, on a few cases
I have.
where I don't think that people were completely truthful, which is frustrating. But
Might have involved somebody with multiple DUIs that didn't disclose.
I don't recall right offhand. I'm not going to talk about any particular cases. However, in this situation so I guess, are you completely comfortable with what a deferred prosecution is versus a dismissal or delayed?
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know if
everyone's not. That's the difference.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's different varieties of deferrals. So there's some that are statutory deferrals. So like your first domestic violence charge in Michigan, if the prosecutor agrees, which really comes from the victim, if the victim agrees and then the prosecutor says, yeah, you can do a deferral where you have to take an anger management class as part of the probation and then do a probationary period. And if you successfully complete it, it comes off of your public record. Now, it's still an arrest. It's still there. So it's state police or the court system. If you were to get in trouble again, it does count for supplementing you as a second DV offender. But it defers it off of your public record. And same like for drug charges, we have a 7411 deferral for your first drug charge. But delayed prosecution can look a couple different ways. Like you may not enter a plea at all and they just leave it, but set it out 6 months and then set it for a last pretrial that's 6 months out or whatever. And if you stayed out of trouble, the prosecutor could then, in their discretion, dismiss the case. But I don't know what his version of it was. Because sometimes you enter a plea, but it's a plea under advisement, and then they set it out for sentencing 6 months. And in the meantime, if they don't screw, my husband is so obnoxious. I'm glad you can't see him. And in the meantime, I'm gonna point my camera at him like 5 minutes if he continues this.
Rob, do you have any problem with her husband photobombing this with his 4-wheeler? Because I don't.
Oh my god! But the
No,
things
I
he's
love it.
Doing are so not
Absolutely.
appropriate. This is a
There's no
family
guy in the world
show.
who does not understand this concept.
It's a family show. Okay, but anyway, so I'm not sure what variety Glenn Cerio was availed to. So I
think he had like I can't remember the terms. It was 6 months or a year deferred prosecution, which is stay out of trouble. But it wasn't a dismissal.
Well, I mean, sometimes prosecutors, so that the judge's docket doesn't get clogged up with these, sometimes the prosecutor will dismiss it, and then the prosecutor will wait 6 months and review like their lien to see if they've had anything, and then if they have, they would reauthorize it.
Okay, so that's what's fair. All my viewers were asking me, what is this? And I said, you know what? I don't know the specifics of it. What I will say in generalities, an attorney has a duty of candor to the court.
Well, right, absolutely.
So if that wasn't the case and he knew it wasn't the case and he said that, well, then that's bad. But if it could be,
so that's where you get
if it could be considered that, then it's not so bad.
If it was in fact, theoretically, it could have been dismissed with a nolli prosequi, right? A nolli, and that's signed by the prosecutor.
Wait. You call it a nolli?
We do.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nolli all day long, buddy. Well, not really, because we don't nolli a whole lot. But when we have a nolli, you get a nolli. So if the prosecutor signed a nolli, judge then signs it, the case is technically dismissed, but it's without prejudice, meaning we can bring it back at any time. If Glenn were my defendant that I was dealing with, and I did this particular variety of dismissal or deferral, if I got one hint that he was doing something a week in, 2 weeks in, 2 months in, automatically we go in, reopen the case, reauthorize, and we're back on. But
knowing what I know, Glenn would be strung up if you were prosecuting him.
I mean, I
should be
with fairness and dignity. I would look at the case carefully.
Okay, Rob. Now that I got you on here, buddy.
Rob wants a nolli.
I did a sound check at my office with my assistant. She actually forced me into this. It's her fault, Yesenia. And we did the microphone, and you know what? It worked out okay.
Okay, we're good.
So we are good for tomorrow. What are we looking at? I try to get you. I'll send you a better picture. What are we looking at for tomorrow?
I had to get a glamour shot of Mike. So first of all, someone in the chat was awesome. They said nolli oxen free, and I freaking love that. That's awesome. Nolli oxen free.
I mean the oxen, the reference. I'm digging that too. That's pretty funny.
But to your chat, Mike, I had Mike send me some stills. I was like, "Do you have stills so I can make a little thumbnail for the stream tomorrow?" And he's like,
"Oh
sure."
no!
And it's like there may be a photo of Mike like intimately kissing his dog.
Oh,
I'm not saying.
I think that's illegal in some jurisdictions. I'm just letting you know ahead of time.
I don't know, Debbie. Can you bring charges like against?
If it comes into my jurisdiction, I would look at it carefully.
Oh my God! I had a case. It was in Judge Simpson's courtroom, and they were talking about a dog, and it was this whole thing. And poor Judge Simpson has to bring up. He's like, okay, it's the Dog Owners Act or whatever of 1909, and I'll be damned if he didn't look it up. And he's citing this thing word for word.
1909. You know, there are some statutes on the book still that might need to be tweaked, updated a touch. That legislature just hasn't gotten to that one yet. Maybe now. It's brought to their attention.
There are some poison pills in Virginia law, because Virginia, I mean, look, we got laws in the books that are way back. For example,
like horse thievery.
Well, there was an old law on the books that I know of. This is kind of a family friend of a friend, who was very, very wealthy and wanted to build a second living dwelling on his property.
Why not? I mean,
he did. He wanted a mother-in-law suite, but he wanted a mother-in-law like house, like to keep her a little bit further away.
Good call.
Zoning blocked it. They said, nope, one structure per residence in the zoning. He found an old piece of Virginia law that allowed for you to build a second quarters if it was second quarters for indentured servants.
Oh Lord, yeah.
And it's you can see it's like
he's pulling up the 1798 law here.
It's like it's a poison pill statute because you want to bring that up in the legislature and argue that? No freaking way. So he went back to the zoning commission. He was like, look, I'm using this old statute. You want to challenge it? You really want to be the people that are going to bring this up in court? Or you just want to give up and then just realize.
Let me have my mother-in-law suite, okay? The tiny house type thing, and I'm sure it wasn't going to be tacky looking, right? He was going to.
I'm sure.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's like inside stuff that we deal with.
Oh, it's crazy.
That's good. That's good for my law nerds. Okay. So, all right. So whatever. We don't know if Glenn was, we don't know if Glenn's attorney was honest.
I mean, I don't know. It very well could have been dismissed with the deferral agreement that says stay out of trouble for 6 months. And if you do, it stays dismissed. And if you don't, we reauthorize. And if that's the case, then he's correct.
Because everyone wanted to tell me, oh, the defense attorney lied, and I'm like, I don't know if he did or didn't, because I'm not familiar with the law and I'm not familiar with all the circumstances. I will say, as a general matter, you have a duty of candor to the court. That's what I will.
Mike, get him on the show. We're gonna have to look him up, and you're gonna get him on, and we're gonna
bring him on here. We'll grill him, all of us.
And then we're going to say, like, Matt Jones. Is that his name? Like, seriously, Mike Jones? Because
this is all out in Washington.
In my head, laughing about that.
It's all out in Washington.
It's a music reference. Rob, you look super confused.
Which county? Give me a 30-second recap. I know Mike Jones, like the.
Okay, I was just double checking. Maybe you can't imitate his voice as well as I can, but.
I can't. Nowhere close. But I mean, you were really good.
Thanks. I practice a lot.
So give me a 30-second catch up on this one.
Oh shoot, Mike. Rob has no clue who this person is.
Okay, so this guy's a 1A auditor. He what he does is he gets arrested for a pile of ticky-tack things.
Yeah.
So he's getting sentenced on one, and they're referring to another, and they said it was dismissed, but really it was a deferred prosecution.
Okay, got it.
And my thought is, yes, you have a duty of candor to the court, but I don't know the specifics, and it gets very intricate. And then, Deborah, you basically back me up on that without knowing it.
Well, I mean, I try.
All right.
And he tried saying things like, oh, there's so many cases and this going on. And we said, no, we're talking about one case, not about all your other cases. We want to know about this one case, how his attorney can walk in and lie and say the case was dismissed, and the judge says, okay, this case is dismissed. So the prosecutor that was here was kind enough to look it up on his computer, and he was like, oh, you're correct. That wasn't dismissed. He signed a deferred. And we're like, exactly. And so the prosecutor agreed to go back and discuss it with the city prosecutor and see, they are going to revisit the case. I don't know if anything is going to come of it, but at least we spoke up and said, how can this happen? How can Glenn's attorney walk in and lie, and the prosecutor and the judge just accept what Glenn's attorney is telling them as fact?
I mean, because we're officers of the court, we're supposed to not lie.
So I don't know if anything will come from it. If, as it stands now, the case is dismissed with prejudice. So hopefully that this will be revisited.
Number 6 on the docket, People versus.
Okay, so let's just get back. Let's just get back to some horrible sovereign citizens.
Oh,
Bobby Cunningham, 22147 FH.
Lieutenant for the people.
Mr.
Cunningham present?
Cunningham present, visa soon.
All right, today is a pretrial.
Oh, this might be Michigan too. So you have no opinion, Deborah.
I have no opinion. I'm gonna sit silent.
Are you in talks with the prosecutor about a resolution, or would you like a trial date?
Basically, I was asking if I can actually adjourn it. Maybe the prosecutor wants to send some other documents. I have not had any communication with the prosecutor as well, for the record. Excuse me. From my understanding, as me representing myself, from my understanding, under the U.S. Constitution, I have a protected right under the Sixth Amendment of due process, which basically, under due process, I wouldn't be getting due process if I wouldn't question the original witness. In this case, excuse me, ma'am, is it possible that we can both come to the bench?
All right, I'll have a bench conference.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Cunningham.
Okay, for the record,
He wants a sidebar with no jury.
my understanding of the U.S. Constitution running concurrent and parallel to the Michigan Constitution, I have a right to due process under the Sixth Amendment law of the Constitution. From there, one, I didn't get to question the original witness. Which basically what they do in this case is stated. Me personally, I'm asking for a mistrial or a dismissal. Under those circulations of the documents that you do have in your hand, and also what was sent to me from the prosecuting office October before, quote unquote, a backdated amendment, which basically wasn't a motion heard on, which still materials that I asked for, I still didn't have, such as the transcripts and the videos, to better circulate and get other references to for my court case. And it also will be a poison as a fruit law. Go ahead, Mel. Excuse me. For the record.
Excuse me, what?
Right, Mr. Cunningham, I have a hard time following you and following what you're asking for, and I've had the same problem in the past several hearings as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Today's a pretrial; it's not scheduled as a motion hearing, and what I'm going to do is require that you put your motion in writing and file it with the court so that I can consider it and try to follow the arguments that you're making, and that I can give them the consideration that they deserve. So if there's nothing else, and I'm not hearing anything that I feel that I can handle right now from the bench without having it in writing, I'm going to schedule a jury trial, and that doesn't stop you from filing any motion that you want, but it just puts the case on track to head to trial.
Okay. Your Honor, just two things I would like to just place on the record here. Is that one, if the court prior to setting the trial or jury trial in this matter, if we could just, again, because this is the start of another proceeding, just advise Mr. Cunningham of his right to counsel and the cautions for one in representing themselves. And then also just to advise Mr. Cunningham that if you would like to discuss resolving the case, but not the merits thereof, as you have rights, and talking to me about the subject matter of the case may interfere.
This prosecutor, where is, I don't know, this might be Genesee County. I'm not sure.
No,
I'm not sure.
The guy on the bottom right.
I've seen this prosecutor before. He is like so professional and so nice.
Yeah, the dude just waived jury. Said, I want either a bench trial or a dismissal. Gee, let me think. Which way do I want to go with that one? I'll take a bench trial, thank you. Yeah, and he's like, can you please advise him again that he needs an attorney? Otherwise, he's going to end up saying something stupid.
Yep. This guy is, the prosecutor is so nice. He will mow them down, but he will give them every opportunity first. He really will.
Yep. Here's the train coming. Please get out of the way. Please get out of the way. It's still coming. Yes, you're still right there.
Right.
No, the pennies won't. The pennies that you put on the track are not going to derail the train.
No.
Like, please move.
Fear with those rights, but if you would like to discuss resolving the case, please feel free to either call my office or send me an email, whichever one is your pleasure as far as your method of communication, and I would be happy to discuss and offer in this case and resolving this short of a trial, if that is your desire, sir.
No, that would not be my desire. Once again, on your witness list, since this is a pre-trial, can you tell me on your witness list, you have not kept in communication with me, you have not sent any documents that basically, I only know of your witness list because of certain texts that was sent to me, sir. You have not been keeping in compliance to me to basically update me on your witness list. I've been trying to update you on your witness list. Last motion, I stated that basically it was not on your witness list. You have not even addressed that. I mean, you're talking to the courts. Excuse me.
I think he can get this all dismissed on that witness list issue.
I don't know, but he was so close to an actual cognizable argument for a pretrial conference objection. Like, he was so close. He was right there. Since we're at pretrial, can we talk about your witness list? Yes, we can. And then he just went off the freaking rails.
Yeah, I agree. Yes. It's like, oh, you almost got there.
That's close.
Mr. Cunningham,
You still have
this is something you can bring up by way of motion.
For what?
Mr. Danner, is September
How long do I
19
have
an acceptable trial date to you?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't catch that date.
September 19 for jury trial?
September 19, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. September 19th would be a, let's see here. Yeah, I believe there's only one other trial scheduled on that date in which I am looking to resolve. So
yeah, the other trial ain't going. Okay.
The 19th would work, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Cunningham, is September 19 acceptable to you?
That was due, but I have other prior engagements other than not to be rude.
He's got issues on September 19th. You got to be kidding me.
Than staying in Ann Arbor. If you can see some of the documents, state Kentucky. I was never, which the complaint say, homeless, which basically had a whole address.
Was that a
Kentucky.
simple no that date is not good for you?
No, ma'am. Somewhere around December would be.
Thank you. October 3.
Prior engagement.
How's that?
Can you put it like around the 19th or the middle of the month?
I can't. I'm out in the middle of the month.
All right,
Is October 3 acceptable?
Yes, ma'am. It will have to do, ma'am.
Mr. Danner?
Yes, Your Honor. That would work for the people, Your Honor.
Okay, and then final pretrial, September 13.
All right, yes, ma'am. Lou Dane, if possible, could you send your information to my email as well?
Like her number?
He's given you his email address previously, Mr. Cunningham.
Well, basically, if possible, that way we can keep communication. He can put a star on it or highlight it, so therefore he knows when I send him documents or what type of motion I'm trying to move. I have been compliant and also have every motion gave to the prosecutor.
I really like what kind of motion I'm trying to move.
I don't know. Rio stamp up above looks like he's about to take a nap.
Oh, it's fantastic.
And they have not responded, which basically is leading to quote unquote your time and the taxpayers' time as well. So I just give you my email address out in the public right now. UCC 1-308 at
That is nice. He's looking out for the taxpayer.
Yep.
Yeah.
WriteMe.com. You can text me anything you think we can resolve this. You can move it out your day. I can move out my day, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I honestly did not understand that email. I am going to provide you my contact information again, sir,
Okay.
and I would encourage you to please reach out to me in regards to if you have any questions that are not about the merits of the case or to resolve it. I would encourage you, sir, to please reach out to me, and I will provide you my email again. It is my last name, which is on the screen here, DANNER. My first initial L, so it'll be Danner.
Yep.
L.
Where's Washington?
.org.
.org, exactly.
Yes, sir. And I can give you the number to the main line, and then you can ask for me, and they will direct you right to me. And those calls go right to my cell phone, so I will be able to answer regardless of if I'm in the office or not. Would you like that number, sir?
Go right to your cell phone.
This dude is too nice.
I can get the number, sir. I've been to the office already several times. I have been compliant. I'm not understanding why the judge. I'm not understanding me being compliant to them, but they're not being the same respect to me.
Mr. Cunningham, I will address a motion when you file it. I want to warn you yet again, as I'm required to, that representing yourself is not a good idea, that you would do very well.
So are you my
to
advisor,
allow
attorney
yourself
now?
to be represented by an attorney, and I will appoint an attorney to represent you, or I will appoint an attorney to act as standby counsel to you to help you navigate. But if you have the right to represent yourself, if you do that, you are held to the same standard as an attorney, and you're expected to know and understand the court rules and the statutes, and to not smoke in court.
Oh, excuse me. Can I drink water? There's usually no water right there where I can drink it. Is that all right? Maybe not.
You may drink water. Are you? Would you like an attorney or standby counsel, Mr. Cunningham?
No, I just told you, man. No, not at all.
Oh no. He's got this under control. He doesn't need any help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. We're all set. We'll call the next case.
Oh, here we go with more.
Number 34 on the docket, People versus Angela Weems, 22154 FH.
Tell me he has a
Lieutenant for the people.
Oh yeah. Don't you guys bring ice cream cones to court?
All the time.
I've been doing this 25 years. Not one ice cream cone in court. My entire career.
It's like playing the odds that this is going to be
especially up here.
Oh, God.
Sir, would you mind?
Oh,
I'm not going to have you eating an ice cream cone.
I'm
in court.
sorry.
Your Honor, I had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Weems yesterday as well as today. Our conversation was cut short.
By the way, just for clarification, this is a different defendant.
Yeah.
They're on the same level, but it's a different defendant this judge is dealing with.
Yesterday, due to him suffering a bit of an injury due to a biking accident, but he did in fact reach out to me again before the docket here, and we discussed the matter, Your Honor, and I had informed Mr. Weems of the offer that the people were willing to make in this case, and have also informed him of the charges as they stand as far as all of the 4 counts alleged in the information. I had informed him of the offer and of a sentence agreement, and then informed him that I would need to make sure that I place the entirety of it on the agreement, on the record, before he makes any acceptance, as I wanted, if he was to accept the offer, for that acceptance to be done on the record, Your Honor. So if I may.
Before you get into that, just 1 second. I know that Mr. Weems is representing himself, but my notes have the public defender as standby counsel.
That is my understanding as well, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Weems, do you still wish to represent yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
No. Oh.
Have you been accepting the help of standby counsel?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like us to wait until Ms. Noveski can join us in this hearing?
What was Miss Novesky?
She's a public defender?
Oh, well, yeah, please.
Okay.
Smartest thing he's ever
We'll
said.
hold on for just a minute. She's meeting with somebody else in another room.
Agreed.
And I'll take this minute to tell you, as I will tell you at every hearing, Mr. Weems, that you're entitled to an attorney. The court will appoint one if you can't afford one, and you would be well served to accept an attorney. You will do better with an attorney, and if you refuse an attorney, you're still held to the same standard as though you were an attorney. That is to know the court rules and the statutes and the case law of the state of Michigan.
Good.
And we'll just hold on for Ms. Novesky. We're still on the record. Ms. Novesky, we paused for a minute with Mr. Weems because the public defender is standby counsel to Mr. Weems.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I didn't remember that.
No, that's all right. That's all right. And Mr. Danner was about to put an offer on the record. That's as far as we got.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. So the offer I had articulated to Miss.
Okay, Deborah, are you there? Do you happen to know Gina Novesky?
No, I do not. But I am here.
It's Washtenaw County. I was wrong. It wasn't Genesee. It's Washtenaw County.
Mm-mm.
It's dangerously close.
But Rob,
St. Joseph
you will
County.
be happy to know that Raptor is just crowing away.
Oh yeah, going nuts.
He must have heard that
Yep.
you were on here.
Awesome. He was so pumped.
Yeah, he's very excited.
Yes.
And the kids are hitting
Come on,
golf
Raptor.
balls in the front yard. So if you hear
Raptor's
whack,
rock solid.
that's why.
Yeah.
Yes, Raptor is a rock star.
Mr. Weems, and I believe I also sent an email to the same effect, except for a little difference in the sentencing agreement portion of this to Ms. Novesky as well, is that Mr. Weems would be, the offer would be for Mr. Weems to plead guilty to count 1, the weapons offense, carrying a concealed weapon, and we would dismiss counts 2, 3, and 4. Further, there would be a sentence agreement to no upfront jail, probationary term of 12 months with the possibility of early discharge if all terms are completed within 6 months. And Mr. Williams, would you like to accept that offer?
Yes. Yes.
Please be done. Just please be done. Don't say anything else.
Yes.
I heard you. I'm sorry. I'm just getting ready to take the plea. Mr. Weems, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you'll give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Weems, you heard the agreement that, or the offer that was just put on the record. Is that what you would like to do?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Count 3, carrying a concealed weapon has a count 1, carrying a concealed weapon has a maximum penalty of 5 years or $2,500.
Yow.
If you plead guilty, you'll give up your right to a jury trial and your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You'll give up your right to have witnesses against you appear and to question.
Carrying a concealed weapon has a maximum sentence of 5 freaking years?
Yes, sir, it does.
Is that felon in possession or is that
No,
just
that's
unlawful
just
carry?
that's just an unlawful carrying, and there's
Whoa.
that's more so used for like a gun, like a handgun in a motor vehicle. If you have it in the vehicle, that you're gonna get a CCW. But we can also use it for double-edged swords, dirks, stilettos, daggers.
Oh,
I don't see a whole
seriously?
lot of stilettos.
That's
but
why I stopped carrying my double-edged swords.
yeah,
honestly.
I mean,
Yeah, I didn't want a CCW
Yeah.
out of that.
right.
Yeah, no.
And there's also carrying with unlawful intent. So even if
You know,
you're
that
carrying-
sucks though. Like I do like medieval like battles like randomly in different states and I have to carry my sword with me.
And I do everything with
just don't
unlawful
conceal
intent.
it. It's got to be an open carry then. Just open carry. Yeah.
Just open carry
those
my
witnesses
broadsword on
and your
my
right to compel the appearance of witnesses on your behalf. You'll give up your right to remain silent, not have your silence used against you, and your right to testify on your own behalf if you should decide to do that. Your guilty plea could be a violation of probation or parole, and there could be immigration consequences if you're not a U.S. citizen. If you plead guilty, you will not be able to claim that your plea is the result of threats or promises not disclosed on the record, and you'll have no automatic right to appeal. So your only appeal would be by permission of the Court of Appeals. You'd also not be able to appeal any issues that might arise during trial, since you won't be going to trial. Do you understand these rights, Mr. Weems?
Yes.
Do you want to waive those rights and plead guilty here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've been threatened or coerced to get you to plead guilty.
No, Your Honor.
Have you been offered anything that wasn't disclosed on the record here today?
No, Your Honor.
Is it your choice to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
You need a sentence agreement sheet.
He's done this before. Those answers are too fast.
The allegation is that on January 18 of 2022, you were in the city of Ypsilanti in Washtenaw County at East Michigan Avenue on Miles. Is that true?
Yes.
At that time, did you have a handgun concealed with you in a car?
Yes.
And you were driving that car?
I mean, I don't know if I should disclose this sort of thing. Ypsilanti's rough. It's where Eastern Michigan is. I went to the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. They're about 3 miles apart, maybe. If you're on North Campus, it's about 1 mile apart. And, Ypsilanti's rough. I'll just say that.
I was traveling. Yes.
Traveling.
Are the people satisfied?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Weems, are you satisfied?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll accept the guilty plea, find that it's knowingly and willingly made, and we'll schedule sentencing
July 19th.
July 19. Mr. Weems, do you want Ms. Noveski present for your pre-sentence interview?
Yes.
Okay. You need to call probation to schedule your interview. Can you take down the phone number?
Yep, give me 1 second.
I'll just have to move my handgun out of the way.
Nah, that got confiscated unless he's going to.
I'm ready.
734.
73.
Oh, sorry. 222 3390.
I can't remember if this gets done.
Mr. Weems, please call tomorrow to schedule your pre-sentence interview.
There we go.
Okay.
It gets done.
And that's it. You're all set, sir.
I don't even know why, but okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Annie has asked very nicely for you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. And if you ignore Annie, you do realize that that is considered capital felony treason.
Oh my God. I have never seen
All
that
right.
before.
State versus Quintana. This is,
Okay, this is Washington State. It's fairly short. This is just a judge. I think I've got a little law nerd crush on this judge, Judge Svoboda, and for no reason, she just like keeps it straight and puts up with nothing, and it's awesome.
is 21-1-245-14. Mr. Candle, you added this on, I believe.
Yes, Your Honor. This was added at my client's request. He wants to fire me.
Wah, wah, wah.
How many effing times has he said that out loud?
Been there. Yeah.
Yep, April.
All right, Mr. Quintana, what's going on? And I want you to, before you start, I want you to take a deep breath and go really slowly, okay?
Oh my.
I know that
Right.
you get a little nervous and
Right.
you talk too fast for me to hear.
Your Honor, well, to start off, it's just been a conflict of interest since day one. Ever since I met Justice Kendall, it's just we've never seen eye to eye. Everything that he says and I say We don't meet. We don't even meet in the middle. It's just the whole total. It's just the opposite.
Like
He
a
goes.
dating
He
relationship.
says one
Yeah,
thing,
is this
does
a
another
dating
thing.
app?
I'm not.
Yeah, seriously. And the attorney's name is Justice, if I'm understanding this right.
I mean, you never fire an attorney named Justice.
No, you take justice for long walks on the beach.
Yeah, apparently.
You
They
have
weren't
pina
seeing eye to eye,
colada.
though.
You get caught in the rain.
I'm not degrading him. I'm not belittling him as a judge, as an attorney, or whatever he is. But I know that it's just been a conflict of interest ever since we started this. And I just feel like it's a conflict of interest, and it'd be better if I got either a new
I don't
appointed
think he
attorney
understands
or
the conflict of
I
interest.
could possibly get PR'd and I can figure out everything from the house. I got my address and I have my supervisor.
Yeah. Can I have a new attorney and a PR bond?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just think that if I
please.
had a PR bond, I could totally represent myself better or find another attorney
And if I
instead of
keep
jailhouse
whacking,
attorneys. I mean, I can understand that, I guess.
if I keep whacking these papers right across the front of the microphone, maybe it'll annoy the hell out of you enough that you do it.
I don't even do that. I literally all I remember, I was a prosecutor for like 6 months, 25 years ago. I don't remember any of it. Okay. All I know about criminal law, I've learned on YouTube in the last year.
Oh, that's not probably the best.
But
place to
even
learn.
me, I'm just like, hey, can I have a new attorney and a PR bond? It's a big ask. It's a big ask.
Yeah, that's depending what the charge is. I mean, but that, yeah.
And everything
he's
ready.
in
They said they can pick
prison.
me up whenever.
Garb.
But from the inside, I can't really do much, and I can't really handle anything that I need to handle with just a scandal on my side. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not talking bad about him. I just think it's a conflict of interest, and it would be better if he either settled this by him recusing himself, and I get another appointed attorney, or if I can possibly get you're granted of a PR too, and which I have supervision, and not only that, but I have a bunch of support with my moms and my sisters, including my girlfriends and her mom and her dad.
Oh, I mean, they'll kick his ass if he does something wrong.
All right. So, Mr. Quintana, if you remember last week, we set your case to have a hearing next week. So that way it would be resolved one way or another. If I appoint a new attorney for you, it's very possible that hearing is going to have to be continued. So do you understand that it may delay the time before you can have your case heard and have it resolved?
Denied.
Yes, Your Honor. I totally understand and comprehend where you're coming from. I totally get everything you just said, Your Honor. And that's why I'm asking if I could please get the
Papers.
PR granted to me to Malika Garcia's, to the custody of Malika Garcia and her mother and her father. They could pick me up whenever if I need to be released.
These are two different issues. You know,
Okay.
a new attorney and PR are two different issues. So
Yes,
That's where I fell in love with her right there.
Yeah.
I understand.
And so do you understand that I if I give you a new attorney, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to PR you. I will listen to that, but
One, then the other.
by appointing a new attorney, it is almost certainly going to delay your case. Do you understand?
I totally understand and comprehend where you're coming from.
As long as
but I
you
just
PR
think it's going to
bond.
benefit me in getting this new attorney appointed to me.
All right, Mr. Cover, do you have, this is a petition to revoke a True Blood contract. Do you have room on your caseload to take Mr. Quintana?
A petition to revoke a True Blood. This is Washington law. I'm sure it's a Washington case. So I'm guessing
don't
True
know what
Blood
that
is the
means.
case in Washington, saying, well, you know. So I don't get the specifics of it, but I do know what she's saying.
I do.
All right, so I am going to let Mr. Candle withdraw. I'm going to appoint Justin Cover to represent you. Mr. Cover is in the courtroom, so he is
Oh,
aware
lucky
of the
him.
appointment.
How's it going, Mr. Cover? Thank you so much for taking my case. I appreciate you so
Oh,
much.
wait.
So,
You didn't hear
Mr.
about
Quintana,
Caroline
you're
yet.
going to be given,
What's that?
He's like, oh, I'm leaving now. Like, wait, dude, you haven't done your bond motion yet.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's like
absolutely.
assuming again, like, hey, you didn't say that I didn't get a PR bond, so I must get a PR bond. So bye.
And I have no idea, but I'm guessing the first attorney was rock solid, but he just didn't tell him what he wanted to hear because it wasn't true.
Well, and when
Yeah.
people are in custody, I found in my defense life, they hear what they want to hear and they just want to get out no matter what. It's like blinders. So it's tough.
I mean, it's understandable. You want to get out of custody, but It's not necessarily the attorney that you got assigned to his fault.
Right.
His information so you can give him a call, and he knows where you are, obviously. So I'm going to leave your case set for next Monday, but I'm going to change the time to 1 o'clock. So Mr. Cover, last week, because this is kind of gone back and forth whether he was going to admit or not. I set a hearing for next Friday, June 17th at 10 a.m. for a hearing on the petition. So I'm going to leave that set for today. And next Monday, what I'll need to know from you is if there's a resolution with the state, if there needs to be a hearing, and if there is a hearing, if you'd be prepared to do that on Friday. If you need additional time, that makes sense. The court will give you additional time.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll inquire with the defendant and we'll get that figured out.
And Mr. Quintana has sort of a standing request for PR. There just has not been a great plan presented to the court. So I'd like you to talk to him about that. And if you want to present that next Monday, the court will hear it then.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So Mr. Quintana, you're going to see Mr. Cover as soon as he gets some time to come and see you, and then the court will see you back next Monday, and we'll hear all motions then. I'm not going to hear any more about the PR motion today.
I understand, but is there one question I could ask before this? I never got my discovery. I don't know if this is irrelevant to anything. I never got my discovery. Is there any possible way that I could possibly get my discovery?
Well, Mr. Cover will get discovery, and he'll go over that with you. Just with this kind of a hearing, there's very little discovery, generally speaking. So whatever Mr. Cover gets, he can go over with you, but he can't give you a copy unless he comes and asks the court for permission.
Okay, thank you so much.
Oh.
All right, thank you. That's all for today.
Would the court give me the cause number on that?
21. All right, Ms. King, can you come back with us, please?
Okay, this is very short, and I feel sorry for this woman, but it just shows this judge doing some cat herding here.
You're gonna need to unmute for me.
Okay, now can you hear me?
I can, thank you. Have you any luck finding Paul?
No, he was just right out front playing basketball, and he mentioned to his dad he wanted to fish, but he left his pole right there, and his bike is gone.
Is this her child?
Yes.
I'm trying to find him.
Calling in
He's
to the school
somewhere.
I feel
but
bad. She's in a bad
everybody's
spot.
running around trying to find him and can't yet.
All right,
Is this the
Mr.
truancy?
Peterson, under these circumstances, does the state object to continuing arraignment 1 week?
No, Your Honor.
All right,
Okay.
so
That's kind of
Ms. King-
impressive that they're like, oh, he's out
and
fishing.
so I'm
maybe not
clear,
fishing, but
if
yeah,
Paul is between now and then, if he's admitted to a mental health facility, that's fine, but you need to let his attorney know.
Absolutely.
Otherwise he needs to be on this Zoom next week at 2 o'clock.
You can't call in for him and excuse him.
Okay, at 2 o'clock.
I'm sorry, at 1 o'clock. Mr. Cover comes at 1 o'clock. We called this at 2 o'clock.
Monday at 1 o'clock.
Your Honor, at this time, may I obtain Mrs. King's phone number?
Yes,
Oh,
Ready to copy.
doxing.
I just changed it. Sorry.
I'll be in touch. Thank you very much.
I have a question. Is there about the Joel's Law? I'm having one heck of a time getting him help. And that's why
Ms. King, we're not going to address that in open court. This is on YouTube. So I'm going to make a decision on that petition when I get off the bench this afternoon, and then you'll be notified of that decision.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you
God
for
bless
joining
you
us.
very much. I'm so sorry for this.
No,
Is that him?
it's okay. I understand that there's a lot going on, but I don't want to dig him a deeper hole by him not being where he needs to be. So
yes, I understand that.
So thank you for coming on the Zoom, and we'll deal with this next week.
Okay. Hang on 1 second. Let me run right here.
Found him. Oh, I thought you found him.
Well, there you go.
Oh, Mike, every
Whoa,
time.
so close.
That was kind of fun. Wait. You don't like that one? You like this one better?
Yes.
This one better?
Oh my gosh, so much more comfortable.
I think that's good. It's a good looking group. I mean, no one's got anything to worry about here.
I know, but I can hear
like my
Debbie's kids
wrinkle.
swinging broad axes at each other
Oh
in the
my
background.
God, no, it's golf clubs. They're swinging golf clubs, and hopefully not while others are out picking up the balls, but.
Okay. What time are we going on tomorrow, Rob?
3. 3 your time.
3
a.m.
All right.
Very good.
All right, I will get you. Do you have enough, or I'll get you another picture?
Just I can use the one I've got. I'm gonna make a thumbnail. I'll put it up. You were going live at 3 o'clock
I've
tomorrow.
been on a bunch of streams. You can use one of those, but
I'll just use the face you're making right at this moment.
With the
right
microphone right up in
just
front
right
of him.
now.
Very good.
All right, here's the thing, though, Mr. Fairfax, Virginia.
Oh God.
And this is okay, but you can't just start a stream at 3, end it at 6, and say, yeah, we're going out to a bar in Chicago. Anyone who wants to can join us, because that ain't gonna happen.
No, I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna start a stream. We're gonna get some advice. We're gonna talk to people. We're gonna have a good time, and then we're just gonna go out and have some drinks. Just us.
All right. It's just gonna be you and me and
just the two of you.
Yeah.
Just the two of us.
That's all it takes.
You can make it if you try.
We can.
But I'm going to warn you right now. I prepped for it today. You tomorrow, okay? You can use this in the prep. Are going to do a shot of Malort on stream at 3 o'clock as your Chicago welcome. You have to. It's the way it works. Just one.
I'm just honestly disappointed you guys aren't
that is.
making like the very short drive to my house to visit with Mikey, but that's cool.
We really should go over to Michigan and then have Raptor and little Mikey, the goat.
Yeah, I mean, Raptor might attack you, but I don't think he's been like trying to hurt you. He's just protecting.
He's probably trying to hurt me.
She's got a baby goat or kid, as we like to call him.
Kids, my kids. I got lots of kids.
And it's little Mikey, and his ears are not right, and it's
No.
the cutest freaking
Mike,
thing
I have
ever.
to admit something. Okay, full disclosure. We had to take the goats and sheep to the fairgrounds to get tagged.
Are we talking about kids? Are we talking about kids like children, or are we talking about kids
Oh, I
like
have
goats?
I have a lot of
And
those too.
Which ears are messed up, and which is it the child or the goat?
The goat kid.
Okay.
But Mike, I have to tell you, I had to tag Mikey's ear. Like he's
You
got a
did?
tag in that now. Because I think if he makes weight, he'll be a market goat. Because when Lucy died, Harper wants to keep the daughter, Ray, and keep her as breeding stock. So I can't put her in the market class. So now Mikey is. But he might not make weight, and I am buying him back. Like I have to buy him back. He's so cute.
Mikey's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this. I will say we are purely innocent. However, Deborah and I have never been in the same state at the same time. However, we do have a kid.
No, we have been in the same state at the same time. You came to Traverse City, but while I was at home. So I mean,
You're not
you
helping
weren't
the
there.
I know,
But-
my brain was doing like lawyer math and trying to figure out what was going on. I got there.
kid.
It took me a second. It took me
His
a
name is Little
second.
Mikey.
I got there.
And-
I got there.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's just the
you gotta go.
cutest.
You gotta go farm humor here.
Yeah.
I know. I got it. It took me a little bit. It took me a minute.
Oh, he's just so cute. I can't.
Which one does he look like?
Mike, obviously. Neither.
I'll take
I don't know,
that
our hair's kind of the
because-
same color, honestly. Yes.
because that's a good looking goat. I don't care what you say.
And to the chat, thank you, Secret McSquirrel, for the donation for beverages.
Oh, for tomorrow. Very
Mhm.
good. Wait, are you driving or flying?
Flying.
Or are you? Oh,
He's
I thought you were
flying.
doing so.
Flying. Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Oh yeah, love it.
Well, I
we
feel
are
like
gonna
you
have a
guys are
ball.
gonna have fun tomorrow.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I'll be at
Yeah,
a
we are.
wedding, so I will keep an eye on you guys.
You mean you don't want a link to jump in and
I
keep us on
mean,
the track?
From the wedding, you guys want to see the vows
Yeah.
because I think it starts at 3. So
Maybe not the vows, but I know there's going to be some drinking.
I mean, it could be a dry wedding for all I know. I don't know.
You would attend a
So-
dry wedding?
I would attend a dry wedding. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I've got friends, but that's another level of friendship.
I mean, oh my lord, the kids are they just confiscated all of the golf clubs on the
Yeah.
4-wheeler, and they're just driving around so that Harper can't play. That's nice.
If
My
one of your
are so
kids, commits an act of violence against the other one, do you charge the child or the
Seriously,
parent?
you
Or
should.
do you charge your
It's a
husband?
domestic violence, man. Just saying. They live in the same house. We've had like parent-child and sibling domestic violences.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
You got nice
Yeah.
soft judges over there in St. Joe County.
No.
Maybe
They're
not,
tough.
maybe not all of them.
Yeah. You don't get to see everybody.
No.
You
No,
gotta
I
come
don't.
visit in person to see the other judges. So
I am going to show up at the St. Joe County Bar Association Christmas party this year.
that we would have to have one in order for you to show up at it. We haven't for a few years,
Well,
you know.
Well, then maybe I won't.
But we have a winter social at times. It's not necessarily Christmas because everybody's so busy during the season, but we've done it like in January, February, and it's been a lot of fun. We sang karaoke a few years ago.
Is it a dry social?
No.
No.
I want to see Luke Knopfsinger sing karaoke.
Luke didn't sing, but he was there. Judge Middleton sang.
No, that would be rock solid.
Melissa Halleck and I did a duet. This is all on video somewhere. I think there's threats of finding it. Paul Gibson sang a solo.
Okay. Here's the deal. I'm going to end this stream because we need to. Thank you all for coming out.
That's it?
And
So
we're going to chat.
anticlimactic. Like, we just need to
That's
end
the way it
this.
is.